Alright folks, I just pulled over to get some B-roll of the sign that was at the entrance of this place. The location that I'm at today, as you guys probably already know, is Banner Marsh. I would say I haven't been here, but from what I've heard about it and just the general consensus of everywhere else that I fished in Illinois, probably one of our better fisheries. Anyways, I just thought it was beautiful, good little spot to pull over real quick and just to give you guys a little update. I'm gonna get to the ramp, get set up, and I'll see you guys in the water. Alright folks, we are finally launched, set up. I took my time just because this is the first tournament of the year. It's kind of my warm-up derby, so to speak. So I wanted to make sure that we were all dialed in, no mishaps. We're out here. I'm gonna go as far as I can. I got some spots that I marked on Google Maps and just some areas that I think look pretty fishy. So we're gonna head straight there and then I'll get back to you guys when we arrive. There's no telling. Oh, I actually got one. Spoke too soon. A little guy though, he wouldn't help at all. I cast it up all those trees over there. Should have my chest cam on. We got our first fish in Banner Marsh. We'll take that. Anyway. So after that first fish early on in the morning, we actually struggled a little bit. I was catching fish and you know, it wasn't like I wasn't getting bites, but every fish I caught was a one-off in a different area of the lake, and it just kind of felt like I didn't really have any true pattern. And on top of that, a lot of the fish were small too. So even though this lake was beautiful, a whole maze of what's pretty comparable to me would be like the Florida Everglades. I mean, this place was literally a marsh by the definition. It just seemed like the fish weren't back there. So I definitely knew that on tournament day, we were either going to have to find a better pattern than what I had going on or just switch lakes completely, but something definitely needed to change. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, you guys watched that. Pre-fishing was tough. I don't know how many clips I put in there. I don't know how I edited it. Obviously, it's still day of, but we caught a limit. I didn't put any, like barely any of the catches on the camera. I just kind of vlogged throughout the day a little bit. So you guys got to see, we did catch some fish, but like I said, it was a struggle. It was a grind, but we did get a limit. We did find some bigger fish at the end, some 15, 16 inches, some all right ones. I'm gonna keep vlogging this whole experience. I don't know when I'm gonna see you guys next. It might be tomorrow morning, it might be at the hotel. I don't know, but just come along with me and let's just enjoy this first tournament of the year. The scenery out here, it's beautiful, man, and I'm having a good time. See you guys when I see you. All right, folks, takeoff is in 1 minute, not even 15 seconds. I'm about to press the button. Let's go, 5:45. So at this point, it's been about 2 hours and I didn't have one fish in the boat. Eventually, I felt like I was doing something wrong, so I did take a little quick peek at the leaderboard and I realized that there was guys that were right next to me or guys that I knew launched at the same lake as me, and they were definitely catching some fish. I knew something needed to change, and I just kind of made a quick decision to go back to the lake that I practiced at, leave the crowd, and try to scrape together a limit. All right, folks, we switched lakes. I practiced here yesterday, caught fish, but no one was here. The fish seemed smaller. I went to the other lake thinking I'll get a fresh, clear mind of things and I'll be able to use the pattern I found here at the other lake. I guess that's just not the case. First derby of the year, gotta knock the rust off, you feel me? But I guess I looked at the leaderboard and there was guys that were at that other lake I was just at catching fish, and I was grinding.
guys didn't seem to be doing stuff that was that much different than me. Obviously, I'm not looking at what everyone's using and stuff like that, but we got 3.5 hours left. First derby of the year. This particular derby has no standings for AOI for me. I'm not in this club, so it really is a nice chance for me to knock the rust off. I don't want to feel like I didn't have a limit in this tournament. That's gonna kill me. I need to submit some fish. If I don't submit some fish, I'm gonna feel really shitty. So with that being said, I'm gonna get to my spots, guys, and we're gonna get fishing. First fish, 12 1/4. Thank God we switched spots because I got one. Fish number 2, smoked it. 14 inches, 14.5. We'll take him. He's thick at least. Fish. Oh my God. Get in that net. Well, that's a big one. It's not gonna mean much, but it was cool. I saw a little swirl on top of the water and just cast it at it and got smoked. We ain't gonna be mad at it. I'm having a tough tourney, but you know what? She'll make up for it. Absolutely smoked that. Let me show you guys what she ate. Spark shad on that little sneaky, flashy swimmer right there, baby. Getting it done. 18 1/4. Going back. Good fish. We'll take them. That's another one. I felt him bite it and I kind of reeled him in for a little bit. Hey, number 4. Let's get 5, baby. Come on, come on. That's 2 on this little flashy swimmer thing right here. Number 4, little shithead. Get him out of here. Oh my God. Right here. Right here. Keeper. Right there. That was my keeper right in there. He swirled at the last second and took off. That was a little 13-incher, 14-incher or something. That's what we needed just to get us right. He thumped it hard. Oh, I got hit again. Got him. It's a good fish too. Yes. 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 Come here, baby. No, get him in the boat. Let's go. What'd I tell y'all? Boom! We got our limit. Ain't going out bad without no limit, boy. Ain't going down bad without no limit. That's a decent one too. He'll keep us in that top 10, I think. They're hitting it and swimming with me. That fish thumped it and I'm reeling and I'm reeling. I'm like, oh, he's on there still. Jacked his ass. 15 1/4, baby. Let's get 1 or 2 more.
So at this point, it seemed like I did all I could. The fishing gods rewarded me with those 5 fish for grinding it out in the back of this marsh. And that's all they gave me. I sat back here for the last 30-45 minutes of the tournament and didn't get any more fish. I did get a few more small bites, but they didn't amount to anything, and I was just grateful to get what I got. Grateful to have my limit and pull up to the check-in with a bag.
All right, folks. 2:30, it's lines out. I'm just going to submit my fish, and then I'll tell you guys how it all went down and see where I stacked up. Taking their glory shot as they deserve. All right, folks, that's gonna do it for me at the boat ramp. I'll meet you guys at the house, and we're going to do a little tournament recap, tell you guys how I caught them, and tell you guys the adjustments I made to get my limit and what I learned from this tournament. Definitely learned a lot, definitely had a lot of fun, and just really glad to have solidified that limit at the end, man. That's what it's all about, just putting your head down and catching those fish, getting those bites, and just doing what you know, man. So, like I said, I'll see you guys at the house for the tournament recap.
All right, folks, if you've made it this far, congratulations, because we're finally at the tournament recap. I had really high expectations going into this tournament. It kind of fishes to all of my strengths and all the things that I like to do. Shallow water junk fishing. Banner Marsh is a bunch of old coal mine pits that got filled in from the Illinois River to basically make a huge marsh, hence the name Banner Marsh. And it just makes for a lot of really great shallow water fishing opportunities. The guys that did well definitely took advantage of that, and they cashed their checks doing things that were pretty similar to the way I was fishing. I just feel like I wasn't quite dialed in to the right area of the lake, and it just seemed like everywhere I was fishing didn't have the quantity of bigs that I needed. There was plenty of fish around for everybody to catch, but when it came to the quantity of big fish that I needed to cash a check, I just feel like I wasn't quite on them. We were still able to catch some fish and scrape together a nice limit in the last 3 hours, and these 2 lures that I'm about to show you right here were the ones that did them in. First off, I was throwing this big old spinnerbait, 3/8 ounce with these huge Colorado blades on it. 4-inch paddle tail has the trailer. This is a Unky jig spinnerbait. This thing thumps real hard, super durable. It has that weed guard on there, and it was able to just slice through those weeds, and really it was the perfect spinnerbait for that scenario and for the location. For those of you who are wondering the exact trailer I'm using, this is a 4-inch Exo Swim. I did bite down the head to make it like 3 3/4 of an inch just so it wouldn't be too long, but it gives them a nice big target to grab onto, and I feel like I get a really good hookup ratio like that. Caught 2 of my keepers. The other lure, and the lure that I feel like definitely saved the day, and the lure that I feel like if I would have grinded with all day, I might have been able to scrape together an even nicer limit, was this right here. This is a 4-inch spark shad with a flashy swimmer 5/0 hook. The thing that I really like about this is obviously it has this nice blade to give it a little bit of vibration, a little bit of flash, but it's still subtle, right? It's not too much. This 5/0 hook allows you to put, again, a 4 or 5-inch swim bait on here and still have a nice big presentation. As you guys can see, this isn't too small of a lure, but I was still able to catch plenty of, 12, 13, 14-inch fish on it. So don't be afraid to try something like this in your local area. Even if you don't got, 4, 5, 6-pound fish, you'll still whack them. As you guys saw, I did catch one of my nice kicker fish on this thing. And I don't know, just the way they were acting towards it and the way that the fish were biting it in that last hour or two, I feel like if I would have went through that whole backwater and really slow rolled it all day, maybe started at that lake and stayed there all day instead of switching lakes, I definitely feel like I would have been able to get my limit a little bit higher and maybe slip into that top 10. Speaking of placement, I don't think I've talked about where I placed in the tournament. There was 32 anglers and we placed 11th out of 32, so not too bad considering we didn't even have any fish in the boat until the last 3 hours. I'm satisfied. First tournament of the year, got the rust knocked off, and we're ready to go on to the second one. My next tournament isn't for another 3 weeks, so don't be expecting any tournament videos anytime soon, but that opens the door for a lot of fun fishing and a lot of dope content to be recorded, so just be on the lookout for that. Anyways, guys, I'm going to sign out on this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel and you've made it this far, that means you really enjoyed the video, and there's no reason for you not to leave a like, leave a nice comment, maybe even subscribe. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me. Peace out.